Burgers, America's favorite guilty pleasure. But what if I told you the patties you crave are hiding raw meat, moldy toppings, and kitchens so filthy they've been shut down by inspectors? These chains aren't just serving food, they're serving up danger. From undercooked beef to lettuce linked with outbreaks, the truth is far uglier than the commercials. This is the countdown of 10 burger chains you must avoid before your next bite becomes your biggest regret. McDonald's, the Golden Arches, the empire of fast food. But the burgers millions grew up trusting have become a gamble. In 2024, inspectors flagged locations for patties served half-frozen. Beef rushed from freezer to grill, leaving the centers pink and unsafe. Customers unwrapped Big Macs only to find buns collapsing under greasy, undercooked meat, paired with lettuce turning brown before it even hit the box. But it doesn't stop with the burger. McDonald's French fries, once the pride of the chain, are now frequently reported as limp and soggy, dripping with oil that's been used far past its limit. Former employees admit fryers go unchanged for days, turning those golden sticks into grease-soaked sponges. And what about the drinks? Investigations have exposed soda machines slimy with mold, serving cups of Coke laced with microbial slime instead of refreshment. Even the ice itself, pulled from poorly cleaned machines, carries bacteria no customer should be sipping. Together, it paints a terrifying picture. Burgers undercooked, fries fried in sludge, sodas poured from moldy dispensers. The very combo that defined American fast food now reads like a health inspector's nightmare. McDonald's built its brand on speed and consistency, but today what you receive could just as easily make you sick as satisfy your hunger. The Golden Arches no longer symbolize trust. They symbolize shortcuts, neglect, and risk. And if that sounds unsettling, the next chain scandal centers on lettuce so dangerous it sent dozens of people straight to the hospital. Wendy's will forever be stained by a scandal. A massive E. coli outbreak traced to the romaine lettuce inside its burgers. More than 100 customers were sickened, over 50 hospitalized, and lawsuits dragged on into 2024. The chain that swore its food was fresh instead served toppings that sent people straight to the hospital. And the burgers? The famous square patty, hyped as never frozen, often arrives pale, watery, and tasteless. Customers complain that the beef disintegrates in the bun, dripping grease that soaks through the wrapper. The lettuce, even after the outbreak, continues to disappoint. Slimy, bitter, and shoved into burgers with zero care. Sides don't rescue the experience. Wendy's natural-cut sea salt fries are notorious for being limp and over-salted, with oil so heavy that the fries taste burned minutes after leaving the fryer. And the Frosty, once a signature treat, has lost its shine. Customers online describe machines so dirty the drink tastes metallic, with a chemical afterbite instead of chocolate or vanilla. Together, it's a devastating fall. A burger chain that once stood for freshness now represents risk. Lettuce that could hospitalize you, patties that collapse into mush, fries ruined by oil, and desserts tainted with grime. The smiling red-haired mascot may still beam from the signs, but for many, Wendy's has become a symbol of danger, not comfort. And if you think reheated fries and tainted lettuce are bad, the next chain sinks even lower, serving sliders that may not even be fresh the first time. White Castle may be the oldest burger chain in America, credited with inventing the slider. But in 2024, the bite-sized burgers that once made history have become symbols of decay. The biggest scandal? Sliders reheated and recycled. Burgers cooked hours earlier, left shriveling under heat lamps, and then boxed up again as if they were fresh. Customers paying for nostalgia ended up chewing on leftovers disguised as dinner. The burgers themselves tell the story. Reviews describe patties thinner than paper, gray in color, with onions either burnt to ash or slimy and undercooked. The buns, steamed until they collapse, turn into sticky glue that traps grease and sour-smelling toppings. The sanitation issues only make things worse. Health inspectors documented roaches skittering across prep tables, grease caked into corners, and storage coolers running far above safe temperatures. Former employees have admitted that managers pushed them to serve whatever was on hand, even if it was stale, because throwing food away was considered too costly. White Castle's legacy as the birthplace of the fast food burger is being buried under its own dirty kitchens and corner-cutting practices. What was once a cultural icon now feels like a public health risk, shrunk down into a soggy square. And if reheated, recycled sliders already turn your stomach, brace yourself. The next chain's downfall is even filthier. With shake machines and kitchens so dirty, inspectors compared them to pest-infested basements. Steak 'n Shake promised steak burgers and hand-dipped shakes. The scandal that shatters that promise? Filthy shake machines. Thick biofilm clinging to mixers, sour dairy crust caked under lids, and no real teardown and sanitize routine. Inspectors in 2024 called out units so dirty the smell alone could turn a stomach. If the dessert equipment looks like that, imagine what's happening inches away on the burger line. Now to the burgers. The famous thin patties are supposed to hit a blazing hot griddle, sear hard, and land juicy. Instead, customers report lukewarm gray centers and a bitter, burnt exterior from grills lacquered in old carbon and grease. Cheese sweats at unsafe temps, onions go on half raw, and the steamed buns collapse into a sticky mess the second you pick them up. Former workers admit the rush forces shortcuts, patties pulled early, sandwiches held too long under heat lamps until the meat goes rubbery and the bun turns to paste. The danger doesn't end with the burger. Those shoestring fries, they hit oil so overworked it's practically tar, coming out limp, acrid, and slick. Drain boards glisten with old fat, and the fryer scent trails you to the parking lot. Add pest sightings and sticky prep counters, and the picture is complete. A kitchen where grime is normal and food safety feels optional. Steak 'n Shake didn't just slip. It stalled and slid into a hygiene crisis that makes every order a gamble. And if rancid oil and sour shake sludge make you queasy, brace yourself. The next chain pushes the drive-through bargain to the edge. Tar black fryers, expired patties, and recycled burgers handed through your window. Checkers and Rally's has long marketed itself as the cheap and cheerful drive-thru, famous for late-night burgers piled high with bacon and cheese. But the focus that defines this chain in 2024? Grease turned toxic. Multiple inspections flagged fryers so overused the oil was jet black, producing patties and fries coated in rancid slime. Former workers admitted the same batch of oil could sit bubbling for a week, leaving every order steeped in chemical bitterness. The burgers suffer most. Customers describe patties arriving lukewarm and rubbery, buns already collapsing from the grease, and toppings that smell off. Lettuce wilted to mush, tomatoes grainy and flavorless. Even the cheese, melted under heat lamps, turns into oily plastic clinging to the wrapper more than the meat. One viral review called it a burger soaked in motor oil. Sides are no safer. The seasoned fries, supposedly a highlight, are often delivered cold, drenched in that same tar-like oil. Drinks poured from filthy soda fountains taste metallic, flat, sometimes even moldy. Inspectors have noted buildup inside ice machines, warning that every sip could carry bacteria along with the cola. Worse still, employees online claim managers routinely push expired patties into service and ignore basic cleaning to shave costs. What you get at the window isn't fast food, it's a gamble with your stomach. Checkers and Rally's proves that a low price tag can hide the highest risks. And if rancid oil and spoiled toppings already disgust you, the next chain scandal dives deeper. Sonic Drive-In sells nostalgia, car hops on roller skates, colorful slushes, and burgers meant to taste like summer. But the foe that's farted Sonic in 2024? Ice machines crawling with slime. Health inspectors reported black and green mold coating the insides, dripping directly into drinks. Customers expecting a cherry limeade instead swallowed cups laced with microbial sludge. If the drinks are contaminated, what does that say about the burgers made a few feet away? The patties themselves hardly inspire confidence. Sonic's burgers, marketed as classic drive-in favorites, are often described as greasy sponges, overcooked on the edges, yet suspiciously pink in the middle. Lettuce arrives limp, pickles taste metallic, and buns collapse under the weight of oil. One customer compared their burger to a sponge soaked in fryer grease stuffed into soggy bread. Sides don't fare any better. Tater tots and fries emerge limp, tasting of fryer oil long past expiration. Online reviews complain about fries arriving cold even during peak hours, hinting that food left sitting under heat lamps until customers finally arrive. Former staff admitted that managers pressured them to serve food held far beyond safe times, as long as it looks okay. What makes Sonic's scandal unique is the sheer betrayal of image. A chain built on carefree retro charm is now tied to filthy ice, contaminated drinks, and burgers that make customers queasy. If Sonic's slime-filled ice machines make you think twice about ordering a drink, wait until you hear what's coming next. A burger chain exposed for infestations and mold so severe it turned kitchens into horror shows. Fatburger once marketed itself as the king of the gourmet burger, but in 2024, that crown slipped badly. The biggest scandal? Customers discovered the so-called fresh patties weren't always fresh. Former employees admitted that when supplies ran short, frozen meat was quietly thawed and disguised as handmade. What diners thought was premium quality turned out to be a cut corner wrapped in grease-stained paper. The burgers betray the brand's promise. Reviews describe patties falling apart in the bun, dripping with oil that tastes rancid, and toppings that look like they'd been rescued from the trash. One viral complaint showed a Fatburger loaded with brown avocado, slimy lettuce, and tomatoes with moldy spots still visible. Cheese slides off in clumps, while buns disintegrate into sticky mush within minutes. Sides are no better. Sweet potato fries arrive limp and burnt. Onion rings over-battered and dripping in oil so old it leaves a chemical aftertaste. For a chain that once prided itself on quality, the flavor now screams neglect. And the service? Customers report inattentive staff tossing burgers together without gloves, shouting orders over filthy counters, and handing over food lukewarm and barely wrapped. Paying gourmet prices for what looks like a sloppy discount meal has become the final insult. Fatburger's fall is unique because it pretended to be premium while delivering mediocrity and risk. What was once an aspirational burger stand is now a greasy, cautionary tale. Jack in the Box is haunted by a tragedy that rewrote food safety laws. The 1993 E. coli outbreak that killed 4 children and left hundreds sick. 30 years later, you'd expect the chain to be obsessively cautious. Instead, recent inspections in 2024 revealed burgers pulled off the grill while still raw in the center, lettuce stored beside raw beef, and sloppy prep lines where contamination was inevitable. The ghosts of the past never really left. Customers today still complain of burgers that arrive half-cooked, buns soaked through with grease, and toppings that look days past fresh. Lettuce, the very ingredient tied to the infamous outbreak, often shows up brown-edged, limp, or slimy. One viral review posted a photo of a burger so gray and sloppy it looked like a science experiment gone wrong. Behind the counter, the culture hasn't improved much. Workers have described chaotic late-night shifts where speed matters more than safety. Orders are rushed, sandwiches flung together, and food that should have been trashed gets served anyway. That just-get-it-out mentality was supposed to die in the 90s, but according to staff, it's alive and well in 2025. For a chain with blood on its hands, Jack in the Box should have become a model of caution. Instead, it remains one of the riskiest places to grab a burger, a brand that never fully escaped its own dark legacy. And if Jack in the Box feels dangerous, the final name on this list will make you question every burger you've ever trusted. Burger King once crowned itself the rival to McDonald's, the home of the Whopper. But in 2024, the crown is cracked, the throne rotting. The chain's biggest scandal? Filthy kitchens and viral shame. One notorious case showed an employee standing barefoot in a bin of lettuce, proof that the very ingredients meant to freshen a burger were treated with contempt. Across the U.S., inspectors documented moldy soda machines, roaches in storage rooms, and beef patties grilled on surfaces caked in carbon and grease. The burgers are disasters. Whoppers arrive greasy on the outside, pink and unsafe in the middle, topped with lettuce that wilts to slime and tomatoes that taste sour. Buns sag under the weight of oil. Customers describe unwrapping boxes that smell of rot and fryer sludge. For a brand built on flame-grilled flavor, the taste now resembles ash and chemicals. Service only worsens the collapse. Burger King plummets in satisfaction surveys, with complaints of staff snapping at customers, orders missing half the items, and food shoved out cold. Former employees admit managers ignored expired stock, tossing spoiled ingredients into sandwiches rather than waste them. Burger King isn't just declining, it's collapsing, drowning in grease and scandal. Once a king, now a disgrace, it sits at the bottom of this list as the most dangerous burger chain in America. But here's the twist: not every brand has given up. Amid the wreckage, a few rare names have clung to quality and vigilance. Next, we reveal one of the few burger chains actually worth your trust. In 2025, while giants like McDonald's and Burger King fight off scandal after scandal, Five Guys continues to rise in public trust. According to the latest ACSI satisfaction survey, Five Guys ranked near the very top of all burger chains, praised for food quality and cleanliness, two areas where most competitors are failing fast. What sets them apart is transparency. Every Five Guys location is designed with an open kitchen, where customers can watch patties grilled and fries dropped into fresh peanut oil. The ingredients speak for themselves: never frozen beef, daily deliveries of produce, and whole potatoes stacked in the dining area as a visible promise of freshness. The burgers are consistently celebrated. Customers in 2025 describe them as juicy and flavorful, with buns that hold together and toppings that still crunch. Unlike chains that nickel and dime for extras, Five Guys offers unlimited toppings, from crisp lettuce and tomatoes to grilled mushrooms and jalapenos, without compromising quality. And the fries? They've become legendary. Cut fresh, fried in 100% peanut oil, and served in portions so big they spill into the bag, they're one of the rare sides in fast food that consistently earn raves instead of complaints. Health inspections in 2025 report few violations, and online reviews highlight spotless prep stations even during peak hours. In a fast food landscape drowning in shortcuts, Five Guys has kept its promise: clean kitchens, real food, and consistent quality. But there's still one more name that stands even taller, a West Coast icon whose cult following comes from never lowering its standards. In 2025, In-N-Out isn't just a burger chain, it's a cultural phenomenon. While other brands chase profit with endless new items and frozen shortcuts, In-N-Out has stayed almost stubbornly simple. Its menu is tiny, its growth tightly controlled, and every decision is built around one principle: don't compromise. That discipline shows in the food. Burgers arrive hot and balanced, with hand-leafed lettuce, ripe tomatoes, and patties grilled to order. The buns are toasted golden, never soggy. Customers describe every bite as clean and consistent, the opposite of the chaos found at McDonald's or Burger King. Even the not-so-secret menu, animal-style burgers and fries, feels like a carefully protected tradition rather than a gimmick. But what really sets In-N-Out apart in 2025 is its loyalty. Lines still snake around blocks, sometimes 30 to 40 minutes long, yet customers wait gladly because they trust what's coming. Employees are paid above industry average, turnover is low, and inspections consistently rank In-N-Out among the cleanest major chains in America. The atmosphere is different too. Cheerful staff, spotless counters, and a sense of pride rarely seen in fast food today. In-N-Out has achieved something no rival has managed. It became a cult. Fans wear the logo on t-shirts, trade stories of their first animal-style burger, and even map road trips just to reach the nearest location. While others collapse under scandal, In-N-Out proves that fast food can still be pure, consistent, and deeply loved. For millions, it isn't just a burger, it's the last safe haven in America's fast food wasteland. From soggy buns and rancid oil to moldy machines and viral scandals, America's burger giants have shown us just how far a promise can fall. McDonald's cutting corners with half-frozen patties, Wendy's lettuce linked to hospital stays, Burger King collapsing into filth and arrogance. One by one, the icons of fast food revealed themselves as risks hiding in plain sight. But amid the grease, decay, and betrayal, we also saw the exceptions. Five Guys with its open kitchens and fresh ingredients, proving that transparency and quality can still win. In-N-Out, a cult icon that refuses to compromise, delivering consistency so strong that customers wait in line for it. These aren't miracles. They're proof that fast food doesn't have to be a health hazard if only chains cared enough to protect what matters. So what does this mean for you? The next time you crave a burger, ask yourself, are you paying for food or gambling with your health? Don't let a $5 meal turn into a $5,000 hospital bill. Your trust is the real currency, and these chains have either earned it or lost it forever. Now it's your turn. Have you had a nightmare experience at one of these places? Or maybe you found a location that still gets it right. Share your story in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more investigations into the foods we thought we could trust.